It is the first day of the second quarter of the year 2025. Our top stories tonight.
Mimi nitafanya yangu, wenye kuamua na walimu wa kusahihisha maneno ni nyinyi. Mtu ambaye hatakuwa amefanya kazi mumpeleke nyumbani.
Cold to warm. President Ruto receives resounding welcome as he dishes goodies on the first day of his 5-day tour of Mount Kenya region. No payment of fees on eCitizen. High Court rules that payment of school fees on eCitizen is unconstitutional, double taxation. New sheriff in town. Duale plunges into SHA, announces enhanced ICU, HDU bed rebates, increases oncology packages as he pledges to settle SHA pending bill. Troubled Premier University. MPs told of how debt at the University of Nairobi doubled to over 20 billion shillings in 2 years. And on My Explainer tonight, the focus in this country is on the health sector. With the strikes, with the doctors, with SHA, these are the questions we're asking. And remember, in that conversation, there is so much conversation about level 1, level 2, level 5, level 6 hospitals. And the question now is, what are all those levels of hospitals? What are the categorizations? How do they work? And what sort of services can you seek at these various levels of healthcare facilities within Kenya's public health sector? That is on My Explainer on the show that starts right now.
Live from Citizen TV, this is The Explainer with Yvonne Okwara.
Njoki Shege is our sign language interpreter. Let's begin in Mount Kenya region, where President William Ruto today received a rousing reception on his first day of the week-long tour of the region, with thousands of residents from Laikipia and Nyeri attending roadside rallies and functions addressed by the president. And as Emmanuel Tor now reports, some of Gachagwa's allies, including Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, seemed to warm up to the government, promising to work together.
Nanyuki, Laikipia County. Hundreds of residents donning traditional Kikuyu regalia and civilian attire, lining up waiting for the president's tour of the region, which kicked off Tuesday. The president, who garnered close to 3 million votes from the vote-rich 10 counties of Mount Kenya, also storming former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's backyard of Nyeri County, pitching camp in Kieni and Naromoru. And with growing disquiet and dissent over alleged sidelining of the region by the Kenya Kwanza administration, the president moved in to allay any fears.
Kwani nyinyi mnafikiri mimi ni wazimu nikasahau nani ananisaidia kuunda hii serikali? Nataka munisikie vizuri. Watu wa Naromoru, si ndio? Na mimi si mlevi, mimi sikunywangi pombe, na mimi si mtu ya kuchanganyikiwa. I know what I'm doing. Tunaelewana? Na mimi nitahakikisha ile kazi mulinipatia ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunasimamia masomo ya watoto wetu, ile ya kilimo, ile ya maendeleo ya barabara na stima na hiyo ingine. Nitahakikisha ya kwamba hiyo kazi inafanyika. Hata mimi najua kuna kile kitu mimi nisipofanya, mimi najua vile mtafanya.
Kuna watu naona wameanza kunishauri. Ati sijui, wewe ukai kama unapigana na rais vizuri, sijui wewe ukai kama unabishana na rais. Kwani tangu siku gani kazi ya naibu ya rais imekuwa ya kupigana na rais?
The president taking the war to his former principal assistant Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of planting seeds of discord and tribalism.
Na mtu asiwaambie ati kuna njama sijui ya kubagua nani. Mimi nataka niwaambie ya kwamba hii Kenya hakuna tena siasa itaendeshwa ya ubaguzi ama chuki ama ukabila ama kutenga watu wengine. Sote tunaungana kwa pamoja tuweze kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele.
For us in this region, we want to copy the politics that Mzee Mwai Kibaki left us. Politics mzuri ya kusaidia wananchi. Sio politics ya kuchochea fitina, vita na migawanyiko.
Some of the staunchest adherents of the former DP Gachagua, including Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga and Kieni legislator Njoroge Wainaina, who rescinded his signature to eject Gachagua from office, hinting to jumping ship.
Tulikuwa tumekumiss kidogo na tulikuwa tumeanza kuingiza wasiwasi. Si serikali ni yetu. Sasa tuiangalie watu wakitafuna na sisi tuko kando.
Leo nina shukrani kubwa sana kwa vile mumejitokeza kama tulipanga na nyinyi jana na juzi ya kwamba tuna mgeni. Tukasema mgeni jo mwenyeji apone.
Nanyuki Moriega.
Earlier, the president launched several projects in the two counties, including the affordable housing projects, markets worth over R1 billion shillings, a 720 million project for the rural electrification project in Laikipia County, and also pledging more connectivity to 10,000 households in Nyeri County. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV.
The recruitment of new IEBC commissioners and the commission chair is facing more hurdles, with the opposition leaders now vowing to block the exercise, citing alleged bias in the shortlisting of candidates. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua and Eugene Wamalwa claim some of those interviewed are proxies of President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga, casting doubt on the independence of those that will be listed to take up election management in the country. Stephen Latour reports.
As the recruitment of chair and commissioners to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission enter its second week, opposition leaders are now sounding an alarm over names that have already appeared before the panel.
May I start by...
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, PLP leader Martha Karua and DAPK boss Eugene Wamalwa have accused President William Ruto for allegedly hijacking the process to recruit new commissioners.
We are concerned that the Ruto regime is determined to control and direct the recruitment process of the commissioners with the ultimate objective of capturing the electoral management body. In fact, we can go as far as saying he is trying to recruit a William Ruto commission.
Siku chache tu zilizopita niliandika barua nikamwandikia Mheshimiwa Raila na pia nikampa kopi Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Swala hili ni la si zote. Aliwezi kuwa swala la upande moja.
The leaders cited the shortlisting of Joy Mdivo, who worked as the UDA party's Dispute Resolutions Committee chair. There's a political player in President William Ruto's circle.
We wish to point out the case of Joy Mdivo. She has been the chairperson of the UDA Internal Dispute Resolution Committee. It is clear that Ms. MS Mdivo is not eligible for consideration for appointment as IEBC Commissioner as stipulated in Article 88.
Huyu mama aitwa Joy Mdivo kwa mfano, yeye uhakika hawezi akiingia huyo kama mwenyekiti kwa mfano, huyo ni Ruto. Ruto kabisa. Hatuwezi.
The opposition now claims that UDA and ODM are jointly working to set up an electoral body that will suit their 2027 interests and align the broad-based government in the next general election.
Kwa sasa Mheshimiwa Raila na chama chake cha ODM wameingia kwenye serikali. Na yeye na Bwana Ruto wako kwa serikali ya broad-based.
They have now threatened that they will take legal action should the appointing authority present to Kenyans a list of the new IEBC that will not reflect the wish of Kenyans.
Hatukai kitako. Iko kazi inaendelea na utakuja kuiona.
Na tuna haki kwenda mahakamani sababu tuliweka ile ripoti kwenye sheria. na ndio sababu kwa statement yetu tumesema masuala haya sasa tutashughulikia kisiasa na vile vile kisheria.
Because we also aware William Ruto may want this thing prolonged mpaka ikimaliza 2026 waseme songesha uchaguzi to 2032. It will not happen.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was scheduled to be part of the press conference was a no-show. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV.
Justin Muturi has defended his 7 months performance at the Public Service, Gender and Youth Affairs Ministry. Speaking during the official handover ceremony, the former Attorney General stated that he contributed in streamlining the docket towards the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, exuding confidence that his legacy is in the safe hands of Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who takes over on an interim capacity. Seth Olale with more details.
The final official duty of Justin Muturi at his immediate former docket. Muturi handing over the reins of the Public Service, Gender and Youth Affairs Ministry to interim caretaker, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, during a brief but seemingly tense event in Nairobi. However, a visibly agitated Muturi did not hide his displeasure as to the manner in which the handover ceremony was planned and executed.
Unfortunately, as would be expected, nobody had prepared any handover notes. It was fair that we prepared something, at least staff, senior staff under the PS Gadesha, prepared what it is that has been done.
The embattled leader, who came under scathing criticism from President William Ruto's engagement with journalists drawn from Mount Kenya region, defended his track record, saying he was instrumental in streamlining the docket towards the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
If you look through the work that has been done by the ministry, even before I joined, it is a testament to the fact that the ministry adopted very quickly to the better agenda of the Kenya Kwanza administration. I hand over this ministry full of praise to the staff that I worked with, and I wish them the very, very best.
In wishing Muturi best of luck, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi announced that the ministry will consider some legislation proposed by Muturi during his 7-month stint at the helm of the Public Service, Gender and Youth Affairs Ministry.
Apart from handing over this report, he has also indicated critical pieces of legislation that ought to be undertaken.
In his address to journalists in Sagana on Monday, President William Ruto reiterated the reason why he dropped the former National Assembly Speaker in the latest cabinet reshuffle.
Kaenda bunge, akakuwa mbunge, akakuwa speaker, akasema ile kazi kidogo inamlemea. Yeah? So nikakaa kidogo nikaona kweli amelemewa.
Seth Olale, Citizen TV.
The government has suffered a major setback after the High Court suspended its directive requiring parents to pay school fees exclusively through the eCitizen platform. In a ruling delivered on Tuesday, High Court Judge Justice Chacha Mwita declared the directive unconstitutional, irrational and unconscionable. He further prohibited the government from enforcing it, citing a lack of public participation before its implementation. The directive, issued in January 2024 by then Education Principal Secretary Bellio Kipsang, mandated all school fees payments to be processed via the eCitizen platform. Citizen TV's Ben Kirui has more.
In the case filed by Nakuru-based Dr. Magare Gikenyi, the court issued an order of prohibition blocking the government from demanding school fees be paid through eCitizen payment platform or giving effect to the directive dated 31st January 2024. In its decision, the court raised several errors, particularly regarding the integrity and transparency of the e-Citizen platform. It noted that there is a lack of clarity on who collects the funds and where they are deposited. Additionally, the court questioned the ownership of the payment system, its transparency, and the accountability of the funds processed through it. The court concluded that the directive had no legal foundation, was implemented without stakeholder consultation in the education sector, and failed to recognize that school fees are not government funds. The court took issue with the exclusionary nature of the directive, noting that it overlooked parents who lack internet access or mobile phones. Another major concern raised by the courts was data protection. The ruling emphasized that the security of users' personal data could not be guaranteed, posing a significant risk to privacy and potentially violating data protection laws. Dr. Gikenyi, in challenging the directive, had argued that there is no legislative framework governing how the collected funds are utilized or refunded to the parents if necessary. He further questioned the rationale behind the 50 shillings transaction fee and pointed out that the directive disadvantages parents who traditionally pay fees in kind, such as providing maize or beans. In defense of the directive, the government maintained that the e-Citizen platform is constitutional and that the transaction fee is necessary to sustain the system and enhance accountability. The argument did not convince the court. Last week, then Education Principal Secretary Dr. Abelio Kipsang directed national school principals to submit their institution's banker details to facilitate fee payments through the e-Citizen platform. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has pledged that hospital claims under the Social Health Authority SHA will be settled by the 14th day of each month. Duale has also undertaken to enhance ICU and HDU bed rebates and increase the oncology package for cancer patients. Duale, who was speaking when he officially took office at the Ministry of Health from his predecessor, Deborah Baraza, said he will dismantle cartels and improve healthcare services. As Mary Moki reports, the Health CS encountered UHC workers demonstrating to push for permanent employment and pending gratuity payments.
There's a new captain at the helm of Kenya's health sector. Aden Duale has officially taken over as the Cabinet Secretary for Health, replacing Dr. Deborah Barasa. Duale says he will dismantle cartels and fix systemic failures that have long plagued service delivery. The new CS noting that despite its many challenges, Taifa Care is a revolutionary initiative that will better the lives of Kenyans. The new sheriff at Afya House announced major reforms aimed at easing the burden of patients, adding that the government has enhanced the SHA benefits tariff upwards, a move he says is aimed at eliminating catastrophic out-of-pocket payments. He also assured Kenyans that Social Health Authority claims will be settled by the 14th of every month, ensuring hospitals are well funded and services run smoothly.
Today, 1st April, the ICU and the HDU bed rebate has been enhanced to Kenya shillings 28,000 per day, while oncology package for cancer patients has been enhanced to Kenya shillings 550,000 per person. Going forward, SHA will settle hospital claims by the 14th of each month.
His predecessor warning him of the challenges that lie ahead, especially with getting the required resources to ensure health services provision meets the needs of Kenyans.
For me, it has been a privilege and an honor working at the Ministry of Health to be involved in the implementation of UHC. Seeing even the donor funds that are dwindling, we need to really work and gain the momentum that we need to have this implemented to the fullest.
Duale's first day in office at Afya House was marked with a niggling problem at the gates. The CS was confronted by protesting UHC workers who have been on strike for several weeks now, demanding absorption to permanent and pensionable terms, as well as unpaid gratuity. The CS held a closed-door meeting with the leaders of the union and asked for more time to address their grievances.
Na nimesema wanipe wiki 3. Niongee na other stakeholders wakiwa na county governments, niongee na National Treasury, niongee na bunge, niongee na rais, na lazima, hakuna shida dunia hii haiwezi kutatuliwa.
Later on, the two cabinet secretaries switched places at the Environment, Climate Change and Forestry Ministry, with CS Dr. Deborah Barasa pledging to drive the docket forward. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.
And a reminder, my explainer that's coming up a little later in this program takes a look at the structure of the public healthcare systems, all the levels of health facilities and hospitals from level 1 all the way through to level 6, just to get a better understanding of how the public healthcare system works. That is coming up in just a moment. But first, hundreds of squatters from the 94-acre Dupoto Darfur land in Embakasi, acquired by the Kenya Railway Corporation in 2023, took to the streets today, marching to Milimani Law Courts and the Ministry of Lands, demanding compensation for their land. The residents are demanding justice over a 2.7 billion shillings compensation package that they claim vanished into the hands of fraudsters, including senior government officials. According to them, not a single cent has reached them. Melita Oletenges reports.
An angry and frustrated lot. Squatters of the Dupoto Darfur settlement who claim they have been oppressed by government officials, politicians and cartels, who have allegedly denied them their rightful compensation of 2.75 billion shillings disbursed by the Kenya Railways Corporation after acquiring their land. Armed with documents and maps of the land they once lived on, they demonstrated outside the Milimani Law Courts before heading to the Ministry of Lands seeking answers.
It's really unfortunate that this money, the 2.7 billion, did not benefit the right people. The people who took this money are politicians, and we have records, and the trustees.
Tunaomba serikali. EACC tumeandikia barua. DCI tumeandikia barua. Uchunguzi ifanywe mara moja. Pia kuna barua tunataka kupeleka petition kwa parliament. Kwamba hiyo kamati ya lands iita watu na ichunguze.
Huko 2023 tukiwa tumeambiwa na county commissioner wa Lang'ata twende tutalipwa pesa the following day, tukafungua wote account. Tumeishi hizo miaka zote tukigoja pesa, kila siku tuko kwa banki mpaka tunafukuzwa na soja.
Out of the 94 acres, the Railway Corporation allegedly purchased 50 acres in December 2023. But squatters claim that 38 acres were secretly acquired by a top government politician. To date, they have received no money.
Tuliwachagua trustees. Trustees tuliwachagua wakachukua shamba kama ni yao.
Even after we have brought to the attention more than once that there has been illicit dealings that have left the people of Dupoto homeless, the people of Dupoto destitute, the ministry is still yet to communicate its position.
We will fight today, we will fight tomorrow, we will fight until to the end, until the people of Dupoto get their land.
The squatters have threatened to go back to their initial settlements if their plea is not heard.
If wars go to us, we go back to the land. Yeah. We go back to our land, which we are not paid.
Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV.
The University of Nairobi's management has acknowledged that the institution is facing a financial crisis, with debts exceeding 12 billion shillings, with insufficient funding from the Ministry of Education. A growing rift between the acting Vice-Chancellor and the University Council has worsened the situation. The Vice-Chancellor claims the Council has been making key decisions, including staff dismissals, without his input. This follows a visit by the Parliamentary Education Committee to investigate the university's financial troubles. Here's Willie Lusige.
The future of the University of Nairobi remains uncertain. The Parliamentary Education Committee visited the university to uncover reasons behind its financial and managerial problems.
It's a lame duck position.
University management led by acting Vice-Chancellor Margaret Jesang Hutchinson opened up about the causes of the institution's troubles.
And you are not showing the revenue.
Debts of over 12 billion shillings topped the list, including pension arrears of 7.8 billion shillings and 4 billion shillings owed to the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA.
You will realize that the highest component that we have is the one for pension at 7.782 billion. The others are smaller amounts, nonetheless very, very important, like the supplies of goods and services at 194.
The university is only managing to stay afloat with external support and needs 800 million shillings every month to pay its staff. At the same time, its Kisumu and Mombasa campuses remain dormant due to a significant decline in students' enrollment. Some parts of the campuses have been rented out to businesses.
Madam Vice Chancellor, you talked about Kisumu and Nairobi, is it Kisumu and Mombasa campuses? And you clearly say that they are idle as per now.
We have already programs going, but we think that they are quite underutilized. When you go to Kisumu, it's a beautiful place. If you go to Mombasa, we have the Uni Plaza there, which we are even leasing out. We only get 123 million from the ministry, from Treasury, from government. So the other balance is where I was saying that we are having a challenge.
Members of the parliament were informed that the acting vice-chancellor has remained in the dark about several key decisions made by the university council, which she leads, including staff dismissals, such as the suspension of lecturers without her knowledge.
Was it a decision of the council to suspend one Dr. Wekesa Maloba? And if it is, can we have the minutes of that sitting of the council to decide to make such a decision?
I'm on record to have requested for signed minutes from the chair, to which I have not received up to today.
The university's management also revealed that between 14 and 20 senior management positions were created unlawfully, and the university lacks essential documents for those appointed to these positions.
I, Frederick Collins Omondi.
The head of the university's legal department is now facing scrutiny for failing to provide these important records.
When you speak of academic qualifications, it's not a legal issue, Chair. I beg to submit on that.
The parliamentary committee acknowledged that the university is in crisis.
You have flouted the rules on recruitment. You have flouted the rules on constitution of management. Individuals are drawing money and they are not being held accountable. The rule of law has to prevail here.
As the University of Nairobi continues to be choked with massive debts and also wrangles to do with the leadership and management, the committee in charge of education is now calling on immediate actions to be able to save one of the oldest public universities in the country. Willie Lusige, Citizen TV at the University of Nairobi.
So what's the difference between a level 2 hospital or healthcare facility and a level 5? And what services are provided there? Who mans these hospitals and healthcare facilities? That's on my explainer when we come back from this break. Never too old to play. Uasin Gishu grannies eye glory as they represent Kenya in soccer tournament in South Africa.
Karibuni sana. Thank you so much for coming.
Hey, that shirt has seen better days. Mara, it's your faded shirt. Mara, it's your faded roof. Look at our roof from Mabati Rolling Mills. Still as vibrant after all these years. Unlike your shirt.
Yes, MRM steel roofing tiles are made using advanced color coating technology that makes the color last.
The tiles are even wider, so you use less pieces.
Which saved us money. So you mean Mabati Rolling Mills saves you money?
Yeah!
Steal the show with versatile, oriental and elegantile steel roofing tiles. Backed by a genuine warranty only from Mabati Rolling Mills. Visit our dealership or call us today at 0788 202020.
Kila safari huanza na ndoto. Ndoto za kufanikiwa maishani. Ndoto za kufanikiwa kibiashara. Ndoto za kufanikiwa kimaendeleo. For 4 decades, we have been your trusted partner, witnessing the achievements of each generation. As we celebrate 40 years, our promise is to be with you for life. tufanikishe zaidi.
Planning the perfect Easter and April school holiday getaway? Make unforgettable family memories in Dubai in View Travel. Starting from $1,451 per person sharing, enjoy 5-night stay with breakfast, Dubai Parks and Yas Island theme parks, Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo, Kidzania, Global Village, Desert Safari and Abu Dhabi City Tour. And yes, your entry visa is sorted. Book now and lipa pole pole. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703 254 254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover.
Mabrother, chekini story fulani la penjuzi mtani record manze.
Lakini bro, kazi itakuwa tu ni kujaza simu na hizi mavida.
Ai, kujinice tu kaka.
Mwananchi ndani huyo anarada medalia pesa.
Leta tenje ni kushow vile tutaomoka. Citizen Digital wako na platform fulani kwa site yao inaitwa Wananchi Reporting. Hapa unaweza tuma story yako kwa website yao ama kwa app yao ya Citizen Digital. Na kama hiyo process ni ngumu, unaweza tuma story kwa email yao, WhatsApp number ama uitumie kama SMS.
Alafu gani napataje bro?
After story yako imepublishiwa, hapo ndo una receive 1000 kwa simu yako.
Bro, au umenichanua.
Don't just witness the news, be part of breaking it. Download the Citizen Digital app and share your story with Wananchi Reporting today. Citizen Digital.
Now, there is much in the in tray for the new man at the helm of the Health Ministry, with the complaints about doctors, funding, and the implementation and rollout of universal healthcare under the Social Health Authority at the different levels of hospitals. But how do those levels work? My explainer tonight is on the categorization of hospitals and how they work. The categorization is guided by Gazette Notice number 269 of December 2021. Under the KMPDC Act that outlines levels of care and categorization of services. Let's begin with level 1, which is the basic unit of provision of healthcare in the country. Here, there is no physical infrastructure. The population in the community is organized into community health units, each with about 1,000 households. These are manned by the community health providers, or CHPs. At this level, it is basically preventive and promotive health services that are provided. Now, they have 3 major roles. 1 is to relay the messages of the government to the people. 2, it's to connect or link those populations to the nearest health facility, such as levels 2 and 3. And then there is the preventive care and screening for such things as blood pressure, diabetes, and malaria. Checking for children with fevers and advising if it requires more specialized medical attention. Now, at this point, they also do tracing of children to ensure they don't miss their immunization shots, or during outbreaks such as Mpox, measles, among others. Now, the CHPs are supervised by county health extension workers. The next level is level 2. This is the dispensary. Here we now have a physical structure, and one would expect to see here an ambulance and some power backup system. At this level, it is a lower scope of health services that are provided. Basic outpatient care, antenatal care, mother and child care, whereby they check on the nutrition and growth of the child. Basic tests are run here. Minor procedures, wound dressing, and basic emergency services. Now, some maternity delivery services can happen here, the ones without complications. Treatment for primary health care can be given here as well. Painkillers like Panadol, antibiotics like Amoxil, and malaria medicines. Now, this would also be typically the first stop for GBV victims. At this level, you would see community dental clinics, eye clinics. By the way, home-based care is also provided here. Oh, and funeral homes, or mortuaries as they used to be known, are also classified as level 2 facilities. Now, these centers are managed by nurses. You can have public health officers here too, lab tech, nutritional technicians as well. Let's now move to level 3. Now, here you will find what is known as a health center. Here, you now start to get some inpatient services that are provided. In terms of infrastructure, expect to see male and female wards, pediatric and maternity wards, and their attendant facilities like kitchen and laundry that support inpatient services. People here can be admitted for short stays at the center, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days. Minor theatre procedures can be conducted here, like splints for bone fractures, including maternity operative deliveries, like C-sections for some. You can also have some imaging services that you can get here, like ultrasounds and x-rays, and more upgraded laboratory services. The healthcare workers here are clinical officers and nurses to provide the more specialized services that are available here. Now, there should also typically be a visiting resident who comes in a few times a week. Now, ideally at this level, there's 3A, 3B, and 3C levels, with 3A providing the most specialized care and surgical procedures at this level. Now, at level 4, the facility is now called a hospital. The full range of treatments and surgical procedures are provided here. Treatment services provided here are basic cancer, ophthalmology, dialysis, pediatrics, ENT. So you will expect to see some specialized centers here providing those services. Also, there will be some more diagnostics, some more advanced diagnostics such as biopsies, and some more advanced imaging services such as CT scans. Now, level 4 hospitals should ideally have, 3 theaters, 1 for minor, 1 for maternity cases, and 1 for other cases. Level 4 hospitals are manned by health officers with specialized postgraduate training, such as graduate dentists, graduate pharmacists, ICU nurses, etc. Here, there will be a resident specialist in all the major disciplines. Now, these serve as the referral hospitals for the county. If all things work perfectly, then 80% of the cases within a county should ideally be sorted out at this level without needing to go any further. But should you need to, there is, of course, level 5 hospitals that provide even more specialized care in areas such as neurosurgery and orthopedics, rheumatology, cardiology, and some extensive cancer surgeries. Consultant doctors are the providers here. Expect to see ICU, HDU, burn units, critical care specialists. And up until this point, let's remind you the facilities are managed by counties. So that's level 1 all the way to 5, right? So level 6 hospitals, this is the highest care, are managed by the national government. They handle even greater levels of specialization. So here you've got super specialists, or I think they're called subspecialists, handling even more delicate procedures. So if it is orthopedics, think of a multi-trauma surgeon. If it's cardiology, think of an electrophysiologist who can insert a pacemaker. If it's renal care, think of a transplant specialist. For kidneys, think of liver transplants, or even a hematology oncologist. Big words, I know, but that's just to show you the level of advanced care that is or should be available at a level 6 facility. Now, like I said, this is run by the national government. It actually runs similar to a parastatal or a semi-autonomous government agency, what are known as SAGAs. Now, they have a board, they have a CEO, and they have a budget line from the government. One example is Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital that recently joined this status and I think received upwards of 1 billion shillings from the national budget. Now, at this point, there are 6 level 6 hospitals in the country. Kenyatta National Hospital, the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital, the Mathare Hospital, Spinal Injury, and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, known as MTRH. Now, they also often engage in research, and you'll find that most, if not all of them, are linked to teaching institutions or universities. In addition to this, there are about 11 level 5s, over 90 level 4 hospitals, and what public healthcare officials tell me, over 8,000 level 3 and below facilities that are spread out across the country. Now, in an ideal situation, you can't walk into KNH or these with a cold. You're supposed to work the system from the lower levels going upwards. Now, like we said, it's ideal. This doesn't always work because of funding, staffing, and operational issues at the lower levels. But this is the ideal. Now, one last thing, the counties manage run and staff and fund the hospitals and healthcare centers up to level 5. The national government does the level 6, but also sets policies, standards and guidelines, and in some instances provides capacity assistance, such as sending specialists to some county-run facilities. So this is how the public healthcare system works. The next time there is a conversation about SHA and about which levels of hospitals where healthcare is being provided. That is my explainer tonight. Let's talk about other stories making headlines on The Explainer tonight. The vetting of Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission members entered the second week, with 6 members appearing before the selection committee. IEBC Director of Legal Affairs Crispin Otieno-Owie and Kiambu IEBC County Manager Arnold Mutwiri Njambani told the panel that they intend to use their experience to provide professional expertise at the commission level if nominated. Other candidates who were grilled by the selection panel include Betty Sungura, Bevin Angela Boke, Celestine Jeruto Rono, and Charles Ndirangu Maina.
Yes, Chair. One of the problems that the Commission has had with the Auditor General is we furnish the Auditor General with documents, but somehow those documents get misplaced. The Auditor General then, on account of not having the documents in the file, make these findings or recommendations. But when we appear before the Public Accounts Committee, we usually provide all the documentation that are required. And the Public Accounts Committee has been satisfied that there is a checklist that the Commission has developed, and the checklist includes an instruction letter. There must be evidence of hearing of a matter through pleading.
Actually, all the way from the polling station, voter education is done, people go and poll, but when it comes to the result transmission element, something happens at that point. And what would I do differently is to really then, when I join IBC as a commissioner, is to sit with colleagues and together with the chairperson and really put bare what is this that brings transmission issues to a lot of mistrust.
And now to a quick glance at what was happening in the courts this Tuesday. In Wajir, 3 suspects involved in the killing of 17-year-old Gala Aden will be detained for 14 more days to pave way for investigations into her murder. Elsewhere, 5 people, including a Kisii-based police officer and a pastor, were on Wednesday arraigned before Nyamira law courts for alleged involvement in the assault of Melen Mogaka, the woman whose video of the ordeal circulated. Citizen TV's Crispin Otieno with the court roundup in various counties.
In Wajir County, 3 suspects who were arrested for allegedly killing a 17-year-old girl will be detained for 14 more days pending investigations. Appearing before Senior Magistrate Roslyn Oganyo, the trio, Kasim Mohammed, the late's husband, Mohammed Mohamud Tifo, and the landlord Musa Sheikh, will be remanded at Wajir Police Station.
So for the purposes of a sick person, the person who is unwell may be escorted to a medical facility for treatment as is required.
As the family, the suspects and everyone involved, we just want to work together with the police so that they can unearth the truth in this matter.
In Nyamira, Elijah Kinaro Omoy, a Kisii-based police officer, and Johannes Manyasa, pastor who presided over a burial ceremony for Melen Mogaka's ex-husband, are the latest to be arraigned for participating in the assault of Melen Mogaka that was captured on camera, with the video having gone viral afterwards. The duo plus 3 who had initially been arrested appeared before Nyamira's principal magistrate Christabel Agutu, where they denied charges leveled against them. The officer would later be released on a cash bail of 30,000 shillings, while Manyasa will be detained for 2 more days. The case will be mentioned on 3rd April 2025.
Do you have documents that he's a civil servant? Documents, any documentation? Okay, fine. Okay, if you avail those documents, then 30,000 it is.
So tunaona kwamba kwa ile cheo akuona kwamba police officer akiachiliwa kule nje na hiyo cash bill
uchunguzi inaweza tatizwa.
In Nairobi, after 5 months of investigations into the tragic death of Lucy Wambui Kamau, authorities are now piecing together the events surrounding her demise. 3 suspects in the botched surgery, which took place at Body by Design Clinic, did not turn up for a court session on Tuesday morning. The 3, Robert Waweru Mutula, Lilian Nganga, and George Njoroge, the proprietor of the Body by Design, have been ordered to appear on Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025, without fail.
This is almost the second time the matter is coming up in court. The defense was aware that at the end of the day, they were one day going to be charged. They should have moved to the High Court for other orders, but they kept quiet till now. They requested for a date at their own discretion, at their own speed. The defense, the prosecution has requested for warrants. To balance the wheels of justice, I do direct that the accused person do appear before me tomorrow at 9 a.m.
In Rongai, Kajiado, police officers have launched an investigation into the killing of a boda rider, Geoffrey Ouma, who was stabbed to death by his wife, Anne Mbone, after domestic quarrel in Kamura village. The deceased, who had been married to the wife for the past 8 years, suffered a deep stab wound on the chest. Crispin Otieno for Citizen TV.
All right, now I like this next story, and I know you will as well. Now, as proof that you are never too old to play, a team of elderly women from Uasin Gishu County is in South Africa to represent Kenya in a Grannies Soccer Tournament. Kenya has been placed in Group D alongside Tulamahashe Grannies from South Africa and Glory Gogos, also from South Africa. The Kenyan team is comprised of women aged between 50 and 70. Here's Emily Chebet with that report.
It is a dream come true for these grannies from Uasin Gishu County. Their arrival in South Africa ahead of the Grannies International Football Tournament, set to kick off tomorrow at the Nkongoa Sports Stadium, a clear testament that one is never too old to play. These women, all aged 50 and above, are ready to compete on the global stage.
Hey, sisi abana gula, sisi abana kunywa chai, mpaka sina banda ndege. Sina shangaa, wamama na shangaa. Sisi bado banda ndege. Kama nasema ring, sina sotoka kutetemeka sana. Sina ambia Elizabeth asante sana. Anasikana na huyo kijana yetu, naitwa Kimboy, na coach yetu, nasukula kwa nyumbani, tunasema asante sana.
The Grannies, playing under the Mutei FC team, have been training diligently in their home county of Uasin Gishu and in Nairobi City. Now, they are ready to make history as they compete against 47 teams from 23 counties, including the United States, France, Togo, Ghana, Zambia and Mozambique, among others.
Kwanza naanza kama mwezi mmoja kusema tu wacha tufanye mazoezi. Tunafanya mazoezi kweli kweli. Na sisi nasema alikuwa sisi iko amu sana kupanda ndege kukuja hapa pande hii.
Hapa lazima kikombe tulete nyumbani. That is a word that we've been talking with our grannies, na hiyo ndio tumeongea kabisa, tumejiambia kuwa hiyo kikombe lazima tulete nyumbani.
Placed in Group D alongside 2 teams from South Africa, the Grannies are confident in their preparation and determined to shine in the competition.
Kujaba kweli kweli. Si abana ogopa. Sisi abana ogopa. Hata kama naona wazungu, sina chaba kabisa. Sisi kwa imani tapeleka nyumbani kikombe kabisa. Hata watu ya nyumbani Kenya anangoja sisi.
Hatuna uoga. Kama ukiona kama team France, team Togo, they are at least wako energetic, lakini sisi kama Kenya tumejiandaa sawa sawa.
The tournament was founded by South African journalist Becca Nswinsi with a mission to bring veteran players together to compete and stay active. The main objective of this event is to promote fitness and health worldwide. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Just look at them go. What is your excuse? What's your story for why you are not, keeping yourself young and active? By the way, we have our John Wanyama, who is in South Africa with our Gogos from Uasin Gishu County, and we will bring you the updates every single day. We wish them well, and we hope they go as far as they possibly can. What a lovely story. I absolutely love that. All right, now, thousands of students in the Western and Nyanza regions will benefit from access to clean water in schools following a significant donation of water tanks by Shabiki.com Najamii. This initiative has enabled 18 primary and secondary schools in Kakamega, Bungoma, Siaya and Busia counties to each receive 10,000-litre water tanks with the aim of improving water storage and accessibility in schools.
These women from Matungu, Kakamega County, danced to usher in Shabiki.com in Kakamega during the handover of 18 water tanks to various schools in the region.
Wanafunzi wataweza kupata maji safi kwa wakati ambao unafaa. Tutaongeza zile vituo, zile taps za kuchota maji zitakuwa nyingi.
The colorful event held at St. Maurice Muira School was led by Dr. Jane Macau, chairperson of the Betting Control and Licensing Board BCLB, the President's Advisor on Women Affairs Harriet Chigai, and Shabiki.com Director Fred Afune, who emphasized the importance of maintaining a clean and safe learning environment for students who are termed as the leaders of tomorrow.
We are donating 10,000-litre water tanks and sanitary pads for young girls. Because education should never be disrupted by lack of basic necessities. Many schools struggle with access to clean water, affecting students' health and learning. Similarly, many young girls miss school due to lack of menstrual products. Today, we change that.
This remarkable gift not only addresses critical community needs, but also underscores our commitment to responsible gambling.
We still have children who are not able to go to school because they have to go fetch water. In this day and age, we need to change that, isn't it?
Shabiki.com's presence was felt across many parts of Western Kenya, with Inspector Mwala engaging with residents at every stop in Kakamega County. So far, more than 50 schools in the Rift Valley, Western and Nyanza regions have benefited since January when the program was launched. As the initiative continues to expand, the goal is to reach all counties in Kenya, ensuring that every student has access to clean water in school. Steve Shitera, Citizen TV, Matungu, Kakamega.
All right, let's take another short break here on The Explainer Tonight. When we come back, we've got the day's business news and then sports news. You're watching The Explainer here on Citizen Television. COMESA launches leather value chain strategy to boost sector in the region.
Kenyans are everywhere. Fearless, enterprising, and always connected to home. The beats, the smiles, the scents, the traditions, they never leave. Wherever they are, the heart yearns for the familiar. Diaspora Connect, bridging worlds, bringing you closer to home. Stay tuned, stay connected. Diaspora Connect, coming soon on Citizen TV.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Nandi Governor, His Excellency Stephen Sang, is proud to host the first ever County Health Town Hall on Wednesday, 2nd April 2025 at Baraton University from 3 p.m. Join us as we engage Nandi residents and health professionals on Taifa Care, the progress, the achievements and the challenges. Panelists will include Medical Services Principal Secretary Hari Kimtai, Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni, and Senior Presidential Economic Advisor Honorable Moses Kuria. The event will be covered live on Citizen TV and Citizen Digital.
Experience Swiss-based education in the heart of Nairobi. With practical, hands-on skills, we prepare you for the dynamic world of culinary arts in patisserie or international hospitality management. Travel the world and gain global work experience through our international placement network as you shape your career as the next global future leader in hospitality. Welcome to the Boma International Hospitality College. May intake is ongoing.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra. It's boosted by caffeine for fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, and muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain and ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain.
Running out of water again? With PowerTank, never worry about water shortages. PowerTank has been awarded the prestigious Super Brand status in East Africa for quality, reliability, and distinction. PowerTanks are crafted from food-grade polyethylene, UV stabilized and double-layered for unparalleled durability. Backed by a 10-year limited warranty and an expected lifespan of 30 years plus, we offer free nationwide delivery. Buy online or call 0779 000 000 today to get your PowerTank. Feel and chill with PowerTank.
Tunapotumia mwili wa Yesu na damu ya Yesu Kristo, upewe roho mpya na upate mwili usio na magonjwa, uwe na afya tele kwa jina la Yesu Kristo.
I'm going to ask the bank tomorrow.
I withdrew the money. I withdrew it.
You what?
Dad, I didn't do anything to her.
You didn't do anything to her. She's drinking in pain. They are warned you to stay away from her.
Easter happiness all around. Win big with the WRC Safari Rally 2025. Revisha and feel the roar.
Kenyans paid 3.6% more for commodities in March 2025 than they did in March 2024. This is according to the latest data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, which shows that inflation rose from 3.5% in February to 3.6% in March this year, a 10 basis point increase, a trend that now shows that inflation is on the rise, having increased for 5 months in a row now. Key commodities played a major role in the rising inflation. According to the data, this was occasioned by the price increase in key commodity items, as well as the cost of food and non-alcoholic beverages category, which rose by 6.6% year on year. The transport category recorded a 1.5% increase between February and March, while food and non-alcoholic beverages increased by 0.7% between February 2025 and March 2025. Taking a look at the food basket, prices of kale, sukuma wiki, a staple for Kenyan households, went up by 6.2%, while that of Irish potatoes went up 4.5%, as that of maize grain rose by 3.3% in March compared to February. During the same period, prices of sugar and beans dropped marginally by 0.7% and 0.2%, respectively. Small and medium enterprises in the leather sector across the COMESA region will now receive enhanced support in accessing chemicals and other essential raw materials. This follows the launch of the COMESA Regional Leather Value Chain, which aims to revitalize the industry by strengthening production, trade and industrialization. Dennis Otieno has the details.
What a wonderful...
The newly launched strategy outlines key interventions to transform the leather industry into a competitive and sustainable sector within the regional and global markets. A major highlight is the establishment of a centralized trade house to help SMEs access crucial inputs such as chemicals and raw materials, addressing a key challenge that has long hindered their growth. According to the COMESA Secretariat, the strategy also emphasizes market expansion by encouraging governments to prioritize procurement of locally produced leather goods. Officials estimate that a shift toward regional products could generate $14.8 billion in annual sales and create over 175,000 direct jobs.
As Africa, we are the investors. As Africa, we are the consumers. So the future of Africa lies in us Africans, utilizing our resources to create optimum value.
Beyond market expansion, the plan pushes for policy-driven industrialization. COMESA member states are urged to adopt policies that support technology transfer, increase funding for research and development, and offer incentives for SMEs to scale their operations. Sustainability and quality also take center stage in the strategy, with provisions for resource optimization and stricter quality control measures across the leather value chain. Regional trade is another pillar of the strategy, with a focus on reducing rawhide exports in favor of finished leather products and leveraging trade agreements like the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Primarily, we're trying to develop value chains from the entire production line, from the tanning to actually finished products, by supporting especially local manufacturers so that we stop exporting raw materials or raw hides and skins, but rather create jobs by training and skilling, especially the SMEs.
The strategy also advocates for clustering of leather enterprises to achieve economies of scale, enabling businesses to collaborate, share resources, and strengthen their supply chains. Dennis Otieno, Citizen TV.
Family Bank has reported a 38% increase in profit after tax, closing 2024 with 3 billion shillings in net earnings. The bank attributes the performance to strong revenue growth, a solid capital base, and improved operational efficiency. Here's Wamboi Wangoi with the details.
The lender's total revenue rose by 12.5% to 15 billion shillings, supported by an increase in both interest and non-interest income. Net interest income grew by 14% to 10.7 billion shillings, driven by a larger loan book and improved asset yields. On the funding side, customer deposits expanded by 23.3% to 126.5 billion shillings, courtesy of the bank's aggressive deposit mobilization strategy. Meanwhile, the loan book grew by 6.9% to 92.9 billion shillings, indicating sustained lending activity despite economic headwinds. The bank's asset base jumped 18.3% to 168.5 billion shillings. The board has recommended a first and final dividend payout of 85 cents per share for the year ended 2024. Wamboi Wangoi, Citizen TV.
Women in Kenya are advocating for their right to benefit from the AGPO, that's the Access to Government Procurement Opportunities Program, which allocates 30% of government tenders to women. This initiative aims to empower them economically and enhance their participation in investment, business and enterprise growth to boost Kenya's economy. Speaking at the official launch of the second Women in Procurement and Supply Chain Conference in Mombasa, Gender and Affirmative Action Principal Secretary Anne Wangombe says there is nothing wrong with awarding major government tenders to women, emphasizing that such a move would promote equality and strengthen women's economic position. Kilifi Deputy Governor Florence Mbetsa has called on financial institutions to empower women by offering more financial capital, saying the move will go a long way in bridging the existing gaps.
Our ladies can actually access funding. That issue called access of funding opportunities is a big issue, so that when they win tenders, they're able to finance them. And they're able to also fulfill the tenders because they have the capacity. They are able. It's not about being able, it's about being given a chance.
Jambo la kwanza ni ile advocacy. Je, wanajua hii sheria ama wanafahamu ya kwamba kupitia AGPO wana kipengele ambacho wanaweza kufanya tendering. Alafu jambo la pili, tunafanya connections. Tunafundisha jinsi ya kubid na kuwin. Manake we are in a competitive environment. Isiwe mshangao ya kwamba mwanamke amepata tenda ya hata bilioni. Kwani iko nini? Tuna uwezo, tuna akili, tuna ufahamu, tuna pesa na tumeona watu ambao wamepata hiyo nafasi.
And to continuously ensure that women are trained, that women are brought to the space of procurement, and to also advise and train women on procurement. The clarion call here is, let's bring as many women as possible to the space so that they can benefit from procurement.
Another short break here on The Explainer. When we come back, we've got the day's sports news for you.
Life is about building benchmarks to remember. We're not just discussing blueprints and figures. We're talking about making our mark, building our pride, joy, and future. It's not just metal, it's safety. It's peace of mind that makes this place home. Our steel isn't just about strength, it's about resilience. Every time we lay a foundation or raise a roof, we're building more than just structures. We're building a legacy, a footprint, a promise to remember for life. Our mark isn't just in the buildings we build. It's in the lives we impact, the communities we strengthen, and together we'll leave our mark on this world.
Home is where it all begins, where love thrives and every surface tells a story. With Ace Multipurpose Cleaner, enjoy the calming pine scent, the calm scent of Ace Disinfectant with apple fragrance, the vibrant citrus scent of Ace Bathroom Cleaner, and the soft ocean fragrance. With Ace, you're one step closer to acing life on every surface. Ace, the scent of home and the power of clean. Ace products are available in all leading supermarkets countrywide.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Ukiwin, beshte yako in your local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako in your local shop. Stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
Nandi Governor, His Excellency Stephen Sang is proud to host the first ever County Health Town Hall on Wednesday, 2nd April 2025 at Baraton University from 3 p.m. Join us as we engage Nandi residents and health professionals on Taifa Care, the progress, the achievements and the challenges. Panelists will include Medical Services Principal Secretary Hari Kimtai, Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni, and Senior Presidential Economic Advisor Honorable Moses Kuria. The event will be covered live on Citizen TV and Citizen Digital.
The firm ugali into fry-like sticks. Heat oil in a pan and fry the ugali sticks until crispy and golden brown. Sprinkle with salt, pepper or chili powder and serve with ketchup or a spicy sauce.
Definitely know the vibes to Mefika.
Shoni deadly.
This is 10 over 10 on Citizen TV. Every Friday. My name is Aziza Hashim, but you can call me the Media Messiah.
This is Africa's mega hype man, good man.
10 over 10 every Friday from 10 p.m.
Wadau, tumeanguka na bei. Mali bado ni safi. Watu wa Chrome, Triple S na Ken Extra. Budget sasa imeshuka kuruka na sherehe sasa itabamba mbaya. Au sio?
There's a car out in front with two guys who are probably police officers. This is not a game, Lorena. Now more than ever, they'll do whatever it takes to find you.
I just came over to thank you for everything you did. Usisumbuliwe tena na viwavi jeshi au Fall Armyworm. Kenagro tunakuletea dawa ya Emaron inayomaliza Fall Armyworm kwa mahindi kwa kikamilifu. Emaron, mwosho moja wa Fall Armyworm kutoka Kenagro.
The leaderboard at the Sunshine Development Tour qualifier changed on Tuesday, with Njoroge Kibugu now in the driver's seat after a spotless round 2 at the Great Rift Valley Golf Resort Club in Naivasha. Njoroge started the day tied in 5th position on level par. His approach was cautious, playing level par in the first 8 holes, then picked his first birdie in the 9th hole. 2 more birdies followed in the second 9 in holes 13 and 14, as he held his nerve to play level par in all the other holes. The 3 birdies took his total tally to 3 under par 139 after 2 rounds of action. Overnight leader John Legerma had a nightmare in the second 9 with 3 bogeys in holes 10, 17 and 18. He's now second on 2 under par 140 after playing 1 over in round 2. 52 golfers made the cut to play in round 3.
I'm quite surprised I made more birdies on the back 9. But I'm just missing it in the right places. and just keeping myself in play. I just hope I continue to be consistent and just stick to my game plan and stick to my process.
First line was quite okay. I managed to cross nicely, finished -1 to extend to -4. But like I said, the second line went haywire. This is a game of golf, and anything is bound to happen.
The national under-17 women football team, the Junior Starlets, have landed an invitation to play Under-17 World Cup hosts Morocco in 2 matches to be played this week in Rabat, Morocco. The Junior Starlets have been in camp since they eliminated Uganda from the World Cup qualifiers last month. The team will leave for Morocco on Wednesday for the 2 friendly matches to be played on the 4th and 7th of April. The 2 matches will help the technical bench assess the match fitness levels in the team, as well as boost the team morale ahead of playing Cameroon in the last round of the qualifiers. Coach Mildred Cheche says this will test the girls as they will face a Cameroon side that is physical and play with a lot of power.
Morocco, they keep the ball mostly. A very technical team. Tactically, they're also good. So they will give us a good picture for our match ahead.
Players wanatamani sana tuinio game turudi tena World Cup. So kila mtu ana matamanio na anajua tunaenda kuinio game. So pia inatumotivate sana juu tunajua tumebakisha only 2 games home and away. Na pia tunajaribu sana tuwin tena ndo turudi World Cup.
The under-20 national team technical bench is worried about a blunt attack with weeks to the Africa Cup of Nations under-20 championship to be held in Egypt next month. The team has played 2 friendly matches and managed to score 2 goals while conceding another 2. Assistant coach Anthony Ahulia says they need to work on the attack to make it razor sharp if Kenya is to make a mark at the continental showpiece. The majority of the players in the team are from the under-18 team from 2 years ago, making it easy to implement team tactics. New call-up Zach Abiero, who plays in defence, will link up with the team this week as they wait for the other foreign-based players. Kenya will face Sierra Leone and Zambia in the first 2 matches before taking on Senegal in the last pool match. Their target is to win the opening 2 matches.
The squad is well balanced. We have got players that are playing in top flight football like Kelly, Baron, Mansour. Those are very experienced players, and again they come with the team from way back from the under 18 squad. So I think we've grown well as a team. We've got also young players coming in, the likes of Javan that have not been in the team.
Most of the players tumekuwa pamoja. There's that bonding, there's love. I think all the players are ready, the coaches and all the technical bench staff, kila mtu ako ready, and I think tunaweza expect good results.
Kasarani Lions stunned JKU at 37-33 in a thrilling final to claim top honours in the inaugural Mombasa Beach Kabaddi Championships at the Pirates Beach. 10 teams took part in the tournament, with the top 4 qualifying for the semi-finals after the round-robin stage. JKU eliminated Nairobi County in the first semi-final, while Kasarani Lions beat Kenya Prisons in the second semis. Kasarani teams were in great form as the ladies team beat Kenya Prisons 31-11 to win the title. The tournament, with the theme Sand and Action, was held to popularize the Kabaddi sport at the coast and also to engage the youth in active sport to shield them from vices like drug abuse. All right, now, National Super League side Kisumu All-Stars players on Tuesday stormed the Kisumu CEC Sports Office, demanding payment of allowances dating back from August 2024. Led by team manager Rashid Ocheng, players expressed their frustration at being shuffled between offices when asking for their dues. The County Department of Sports, however, said that they are handling the matter internally, with communication expected to be issued to the team on Wednesday.
Tumekuwa tukikuja hapa frequently every week, tunasikia pesa yetu imetoka hapa, but tukikuja hapa pesa yetu hatupati. Last week tulikuja hapa tukaambiwa from department ya sport tunaenda kupata pesa yetu. Tuliambiwa latest ni Tuesday. Leo tumekuja hapa kuanzia asubuhi hatujapata do yetu. Bado tunapelekwa tu hivi. So nilikuwa naomba tu governor ikuje kwako tu direct tufaitie tupate hizo allowances zetu. Tutashukuru.
Tangu November hadi leo hatujaizipata. So nilikuwa naomba governor kama anaweza chip in atusaidie tupate hizo do zetu. Tunaweza shukuru sana. Kwa sisi pia tuko na mahitaji. Kuna wenye wako na familia, kuna wenye hawajalipa rent.
Tuli process kila kitu, tukafanya the due process mpaka imefikia hapa. But pesa hatujatulipwa mpaka saa hizi because tukikuja hapa kila siku tunaambiwa tutalipwa next week. But imefika mpaka wa leo hatuja